If I am president, the first thing I will do is that I will pass a law to ban the introduction of children to religion. Anybody who is caught teaching religion to a child will be arrested and sent to jail. And my points are simple. Religion takes up a lot of space in the child's brain. When a child is growing up, they are in their formative years, and we need to be extremely careful with the kind of information we put into them. There is no point teaching your child about stories that have not been verified, stories that end up brainwashing them and make them lose their common sense and their power of critical thinking. When a child is growing up, we should teach them things that is going to help them to live a sustainable life in our society, to be good citizens, and to unleash their brain power. Not to teach them things that are instead going to diminish their brains and to make them stupid and dumb. What is the point of teaching a child that God parted the Red Sea for the children of Israel to cross? What is the point of teaching a child that manna was falling from heaven for the Israelites to eat? Or you'll be teaching your children about the story of Noah's Ark. Religious content is adult content and should be treated with a lot of care. The second reason is that religion has the power to make people to become extremists. And most of these people that end up becoming suicide bombers were brainwashed from a very young age. You will see in a Muslim community, they will gather a group of children. They don't go to any regular school. They are not being taught any life-sustaining skill. They just sit there every day reciting the Quran every day. And by the time they turn 18, they have no skill. They have no certificate that can even help them to survive. All they know is the Quran. And these people easily become suicide bombers because they have been trained from a very young age. For those who are Christians, your parents will start sending you to Sunday school from the time you are 1 year old. You start going to Sunday school, they begin to teach you all these stories that brainwash you. For others, they even baptize you or initiate you into the Christianity when you are a baby. It is a crime against humanity for you to initiate somebody into a cult when that person does not have the right senses to decide whether it is what they want for their life or what they don't want for their lives. If we want to make progress with our lives, especially in Africa, religious content has to be censored because religion is extremely dangerous. There are many communities today that people cannot live together in harmony because of religion. Even while we were still young, for those of us who were Christians, you cannot play with your Muslim friends. They always make you see them as the opposite camp. Somebody, you go to the same school, you live in the same neighborhood, but you guys cannot be friends because of the religion. Why should you put hate and segregation in the hearts of children right from a very young age like that? How do we intend to build a strong and powerful nation when we start dividing our own citizens by ourselves? That this is a Christian, that is a Muslim, you guys cannot be together. You cannot marry each other. You cannot be friends because you don't believe the same thing. Religion is something that has to be censored. How come we can say politics is adult content? We don't expose children to politics. Pornography is adult content. We don't expose our children to pornography. But religion, we expose our children to religion. Religion is more dangerous than politics and pornography. Who told you that the fact that your father is a Christian automatically means that you are a Christian or that you must be a Christian? Or the fact that your parents are Muslims automatically means that you have to be a Muslim? You don't label a child based on the choices of their parents. Their parents grew up in this world. They decided to be whatever they want to be. It is their choice. Allow children to grow. When they turn 18, they observe the world, educate them. They will make their own decision. If they decide to be Christians, let it be their choice. If they decide to be Muslims, let it be their choice. Or if they decide to be traditionalists, it should be their choice. You cannot say that because you belong to so and so political party, your child automatically is a member of that political party. It is wrong. Religion is a matter of choice, just like your profession is a matter of your choice. The fact that your father was a mechanic does not mean that you have to be a mechanic. You have to grow and choose what you want to do with your life. Your parents have no right, because they gave birth to you, to decide what you will become. It's in the same way. They don't have any right to decide your religion. It has to be your choice. When you grow up and you have your thinking faculties in place, you are able now to make a conscious decision based on what you want for your life. I think most of this religious extremism and these religious conflicts can be minimized if they allowed people to grow and consciously make the decision instead of brainwashing people into it. Because when you are brainwashed into something, it has so much power to control you. It controls what you love, it controls what you hate. It controls what you tolerate and it controls what you do not tolerate. And this is the bedrock of crisis in most of our societies. So the first thing that should be done is ban the teaching of religious studies in all public schools and even private schools. Ban public preaching. Whatever you believe is your business. Keep it to yourself. Do not try to convince others to join you. Let everybody make their own decision.